Today we're unboxing the Pixel 7 Pro, another flagship handset from Google. It's a proclaimed photographic powerhouse with improved performance, a refined design and a mind-blowing display. But how does it compare to the other smartphones available right now? Let's get the Pixel 7 Pro unboxed and take a look. So I decided to go with the Pixel 7 Pro base model, which comes with 128GB of storage, and this cost me £849. In the US you can expect to pay $899 US. So opening the box, we have the Pixel 7 Pro. We then have a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, a USB-A to USB-C adapter, and then we have the rest of the usual documentation. So first impressions, the Pixel 7 Pro looks really clean. It is slightly on the larger side with a 6.7-inch screen, and it has slim bezels due to its curved screen on the edges. It has this thin chrome aluminium frame on the side separating the front and the back, with the buttons being a contrast matte grey, which is really nice. Even though the Pixel 7 Pro is a slightly larger device, it does feel nice to handle. Turning over to the back, we then have this polished aluminium cover, which again is really nice. And then towards the top, there is a visor-like strip with a pill and dot shape cut out, which houses the camera system. Covering the entire phone is Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, which helps in reducing the possibility of scratches. However, it does seem to be picking up fingerprints almost instantly, but otherwise a really nice smooth finish. The Pixel 7 Pro weighs in at 212 grams, and there are 3 different colorways: Hazel, Snow and Obsidian. I decided to go with Obsidian, which definitely does not disappoint, and as you'd expect with most phones nowadays, we've got IP68 water and dust resistance. One of the first things I noticed when using the phone was the haptics. Google have done a really good job of providing this tactile feel when you're interacting with any part of the UI. For the screen, we have a 120Hz QHD Plus LTPO OLED display, which is a 1440 by 3120 resolution, giving us a 512 ppi, and then we get 1500 nits of peak brightness. The hole punch front-facing camera is subtle, which really maximizes the screen estate and is definitely a welcome design choice. The Pixel 7 Pro comes fully loaded with Android 13. Coming from iOS, it's a nice change, and I've always been a fan of Android's material design. Within the settings, I can easily change out my wallpaper and toggle the system colorway at the tap of a button, and we've also seen the introduction of Face ID, which obviously is a long-time iOS feature, and then in addition, Google has kept the in-display fingerprint sensor, which again works really well. Like most Android devices, the Pixel 7 Pro comes with an always-on display feature. I have had to turn this on in the settings, but now the phone will show the time, date, weather, battery info, and app notification tiles when the phone is locked. The camera is where the Pixel 7 Pro really shines. The main camera remains the same 50 megapixel sensor from last year's Pixel 6 Pro, which is a 50 megapixel Octa PD quad Bayer, however it now crops at 2x zoom. The 48 megapixel telephoto lens has had an upgrade, which includes a new Samsung sensor, which helps in offering a 5x optical zoom and a 30x super res zoom. The ultra-wide camera remains relatively unchanged except for a wider field of view, and now has macro focus support, with Google claiming subjects can be as close as 3 centimeters. Finally, the front-facing camera also has a new Samsung sensor. So although the camera system seems relatively unchanged, what Google do best is software, and with the new Tensor G2 processor, they claim we can take better, faster photos with an improvement to night sight processing. Here is the Pixel 7 Pro's main camera versus the iPhone 14 Pro's main camera. And then we have again both of the main lenses at 2x zoom. Here is a comparison of the telephoto lens on the iPhone, which allows us for a 3x optical zoom, and then here is the Pixel 7 Pro, which allows us to have a 5x optical zoom. And then here is both ultra-wide cameras for comparison. Next, we have both cameras using macro mode. And then finally, here's a comparison of both of the front-facing cameras. I also tested out low light shots on both phones, and as you can see, here's the difference. 2 features I've had a lot of fun with while testing is action mode, which gives the option of action pan, which will focus your subject whilst in movement, or long exposure, which will give you that really nice effect. In video mode, all 3 sensors are capable of 4K 60fps, but we've also seen the introduction of cinematic mode just like on the iPhone. The Pixel 7 Pro packs a 5000 mAh battery, with Google claiming that the battery can last beyond 24 hours, but obviously this will depend on your individual usage. I tested both the Pixel 7 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro by scrolling on social media and watching YouTube videos for 30 minutes. The iPhone 14 Pro dropped by 1% and the Pixel 7 Pro actually dropped by 4%. If you've made it to the end, drop a Pixel Pixel 7 Pro in the comments so I can see who did, and I'll be sure to give your comment a thumbs up. If you're interested in tech related content, be sure to check out this next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.